Good morning and welcome again. Gianfranco mentioned about that Acer general belief that technology should serve the customers instead of the other way around. So our long-term belief that the technology that continue to evolve, and we try to capture always at the very beginning, which is meaningful to the users, and continue to evolve from there and improve those technology value to the users. So that is the main topic I'm going to talk about today using this chart. So when you step inside this conference room, you already saw some major products we announced in this time. I quickly summarize them into the handheld, the all-in-one multi-touch desktop, the new the netbook, the new notebook with the convertible and with the touch function on that, and the netbook with the dual OS loaded. The one of that is the Android, okay, and then that's the on the monitor side. That's we're also introducing that multi-touch, the monitors of that. I'm going to talk about this time that's the using what we already believe and we started to do and continue to improve when the time goes by. So about the battery life, and we are introducing this time multi-touch and 3-dimension. And also that Gianfranco mentioned about crossing different devices. When users have so many devices in the home environment, that you started to see the universal, that's a remote controller. Same thing happening in the PC fields about all the different IT products. What is the relationship between them? So that is going to be my topics, talking about covering these major beliefs about that battery life. On the mobile products should have a good battery life. About that the new user interface, the multi-touch come into play. And also the 3D, very new concept. And plus there's a synchronization that Gianfranco mentioned about to lead into the discussion. I'm going to talk about products you're going to see during the launch this day. I'm going to start with this foil, and I'm going to finish also with this foil with a little bit more things talking about how we lead from yesterday to today and also to tomorrow. Okay. First of all, that's battery life. In April, we announced we have the semi-annual press conference in April in New York. We announced the battery life to be the most important announcement during the whole New York session. And now that's we are very glad to see that's like PC Magazine, laptop, the magazine. They are giving 3 major appraisals on the timeline products we introduced in April. 8+ hours of battery life. 8+ plus of the battery life was not new before. Why it was so important? Because this time is talking about the industry standard testing methodology to get this 8+ hours. A lot of people claim 8+ hours or even much more than 8 hours before, assuming that in the environments not practical for the users. So this time, Acer introduced that timeline with 8+ hours battery life that comply with all these media's their testing methodology. They believe it complies with users' environments. So that's the first thing they talk about. Yes, that's our promise. Second thing that like that's laptop magazine they're also talking about is run cool. When the system running at, with 8+ hours of battery life, when the system itself is thin and light, but the thermal solution is even better than the regular notebook. So on the surface, the temperature is even cooler than before. Okay, so that's the second thing in our design, and they also agree on that and giving very good comments on that. That's we always believe that the thinner the profile, actually it is more difficult to resolve the thermal issues. And as a laptop, you use a lot of time really on your lap. So we need to provide you a good thermal solution on that, and also under your palm. The third thing is it enters into the mainstream price segments. Instead of thin and light represented before was a very high price of the products. So yes, these are our promises, and the media, they recognize that's the thing we try to deliver. And as Gianfranco mentioned, that the battery life is something is always a challenge, and we have to continue to pursue and doing this even better, because every new generation of the CPUs or GPUs, they consume more power, they create more thermals. So this is not going to be an easy job when you want to transit from generation to the newer generations by keeping the same battery life, guaranteeing that, and with the thermal comfort. They are not easy. Plus, we are even thinking about there should be even longer than 8 hours of battery life, because beyond 8, next landmark will be 12. But maybe there's still a lot of efforts to do. But this is our charter in next many years. Okay. And second thing that we started to introduce our one-hand device, the smart handheld. Back to Barcelona, that's the Mobile World Congress in February. That's the first time people started to see real deliverables of the handhelds. Now it's the second run. So every 6 months you can expect we keep on coming out with the new products. Now is the time for our second round of the products. Among that, many of them, there's one thing noticeable to mention here is our first Android phone. It's not the first Android phone from Acer. It's a worldwide first Android 1.6 version of the phone into the market. What's the difference between 1.6 versus before? 1.6 version of Android provides wide VGA format, 800 by 480. Before that, all half VGA. Smart handheld has become a device not only for phone features. Why it's so-called smart? Because it provides features more than voice. It starts to offer data. It starts to offer internet experience. So we all know that internet browsing pages is all SVGA. Okay, so width is more important than the length. So by providing YVGA, then you can really use the phone to browse. Basically, iPhone has the VGA. That was the one of the main purpose. And plus, the YVGA also provides much better applets developments for developers. Then will become this app store to offer to the users the enjoyments of the applications with the experience on the internet. So is the iPhone why is using that VGA. Android 1.6 brings the real new chances of the alternative OS for smartphones with the YVGA experience. We are also the first one delivering that Qualcomm Snapdragon solution into this smartphone, the A1, that's Android's 1.6 phone. Why Snapdragon? Snapdragon has the very high performance. We are using 768 megahertz CPU in Snapdragon into the A1. Why we are using the 1 gigahertz Snapdragon into the A1, the other phone. Okay, so that's why with Android very concise OS, powerful YVGA with high performance Android, you can really enjoy the very quick response on the smartphones. The difference between feature phone and smartphone up to now, very simple. Feature phone, you touch something, you put the command, it starts to work because feature is very simple. Smartphone is very complicated. That's you want to have the very instant response, you need performance. So that's the reason Acer introducing this Android 1.6 with the Snapdragon as the worldwide leader into this. Okay.